have to get out and appreciate nature. This is it.
This is crazy.
This lifestyle is different. I don't know about living in the jungle like this. This is different. No gas stations, no
It's risky.
big fancy malls, or big fancy grocery stores. Every story has a structure. There's
like a formula.
There's a formula to every story. There's the beginning where there's a preamble where they kind of introduce you, where you introduce the audience to the characters, and then you now develop each character, and then you introduce the drama, and then the climax, and then the resolution. That formula is tried and true. Now some people make it a little bit complex or layered, where they have each separate character, they build out each character separately, but that's more complex. But the point is, if you're trying to drive a message across with less friction, the easiest way to do that is to use the vehicle of a story, because we're all emotional beings and we connect better with when we listen to stories, because stories allow us to put ourselves in that situation. It's easier to resonate with someone's experience versus some arbitrary quote or just instructions. But if I'm sharing with you something that happened to me, and within that story I'm able to tie my message in it, you'll receive it better. So
That's very true,
tell more
actually.
stories.
Because when I'm scrolling through social media and and I'm looking at like someone's family picture or whatever, and it's like they usually have like a 3-paragraph essay or something.
It's boring.
It is, but the thing is, for some reason, like I'll just look at it and then I'll find myself reading the whole thing.
Oh, you actually read the whole thing?
Yeah. And they're just telling their story about like that photo or what happened that day or some product that helps them make their family life easier.
Well,
I'll just be like, oh.
That brings up a question that I've always had. Do people actually read all that stuff? That entire
If I find myself reading it, I think people read it.
Wow.
Yeah, because I always thought that was stupid, but certain people, like, I just start reading their thing.
But here's the other thing there. It's because we also have very short attention span. I, for one, I don't read those things. They just seem too lengthy, and a lot of times there's a lot of rambling. But it could, in my personal situation, it could just be that I don't like prose. I'd rather watch you talk about it versus reading it, because reading it requires me to have some level of concentration that I don't put on social media. When I log into social media, I'm just like trying to get to something, or just flip through it real quick and get on. But however you choose to express yourself, the point is just tell a story with it.
What I've noticed is that the people who have like 20,000 likes on one photo are the people who write the long novels as the caption. And normally people who will have like one word or just emojis or something like that, those are just average people. Even people who write quotes now, those are just regular people. People who have a lot of attention and a lot of engagement write stories. Like,
social media is strange though, because I also see already famous people just not even write anything. They just put a picture. They don't have
to. They're already famous. But people who are trying to be famous or tell the world about their life do that, and apparently it works. Because I always thought that it was stupid, but then I always catch myself doing it, like reading it. Like I'm falling for it. Like I guess their picture might be really alluring, and I'm like, I want to, like, it's like I'm interested in their family or something, or their life, and then it's like they have a bunch of stuff to read, so then I'll just like scroll through, and then somehow I find myself reading the entire thing. Sometimes I'm just like, oh God, why do you write so much, man? And then I'll
So
just
you
like
don't like the experience.
I don't.
So
Okay.
like you're forcing yourself.
Normally when I'm like, oh, I want to know, and then so I'll read some of it. And I'm like, oh, God, why you gotta write so much? And then sometimes I'll just be like, forget it. I heard enough. I'm good. Scroll. Keep scrolling. But sometimes I actually read the entire thing. So I read at least part of it until I get mad that they wrote it. Mm-hmm. Or I just like I read the whole thing.
Let's get started with our morning routine. I want to appreciate God for keeping us safe. We're out here in the thicket, in the bush.
Is that what it's called, thicket?
I've read that word before, thicket.
Really?
And we seem to keep finding answers. I remember last night just driving up the hill, just trying to figure out where to park, and bam, this thing.
We find like some ranger office, and it's perfect. And
perfect spot.
We feel safe
empty.
here.
Yeah.
At least.
Fits the RV perfectly on the level ground. Wake up this morning, feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
Had my morning meetup with the group.
Yeah.
So let's read our affirmations, meditate, and get started for the day. Today I choose courage over comfort.
Today I choose courage over comfort.
I let go of any negative feelings about myself or my life and accept all that is good.
I let go of any feelings about myself and my life and accept all that is good.
We are grateful for all we have. We are consistent with our exercise and maintain a healthy body weight. I have the courage to create positive change in my life. I'm thankful that we have multi-million-dollar businesses. I'm thankful that we have peace and joy.
During this meditation, we will focus on being mindful. Whatever thoughts come and go in your mind at this point, simply observe them.
I remember when I first came to the United States, and I was in Idaho State in college, and me and a group of college kids we set out from Idaho State on our way to Seattle, Washington. We were gonna go watch a Washington State University game. And what was interesting is that at that point I had never been on a hill like this before, and we had to do that. We had to go through hills like this. We went up to the mountains, and it was so high, the elevation. This is a guy fresh out of Africa, never been. It was the most scary thing ever. I couldn't even look out the window. I was just like this. And they were laughing at me. There were 4 of us in the Jeep, and we were headed to Washington State, and I thought it was the craziest thing ever. And now we're doing it again, but this time
and you're driving.
I'm driving.
And we're just driving near cliffs and everything, and it's crazy.
It's just beautiful. So where do you think we are? The best beach ever. That's where we are. Get a load of it. So guys, we're at Marina State Beach. Can you look, listen, Marina State Beach. I think that I'm surprised that there's still beaches like this. That's still in its natural state.
It just feels so natural, yeah. It's natural.
It's not yet commercialized. I really like the fact that that still exists in California. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
St. Martin,
like we're used to just beaches having like just shops and houses all around and a sidewalk right there.
Yeah, sorry guys, this is not one of those free campsites type of deal. We haven't found anyone yet, partly because most of the campsite or campgrounds are closed down due to the pandemic and the moratorium by the California state government. But I was hoping that on our route up here on the Pacific One, we'll find a lot of spots where you can pull up for free. So far, we haven't had much luck.
Nothing official, nothing designated for camping, but I mean, we have found places where we just parked and camped for the night and no one bothered us. So
that's still an option. Yeah, if you're
do that.
if you're not picky and if you're not looking for dump station and place, if you can boondock, there's a lot of spots like by the side of the road or that you can just pull in and sit and no one's gonna bother you. We haven't found any really good spot that we can recommend to you guys, but we're still gonna be looking. We came from the south, from Palm Springs. We're almost in San Francisco. On our way back, we're gonna pay more attention and we're gonna do more search, and if we can find any other free campsites, we'll bring it to you.
Yeah, so far basically our experience is we pull up when we're ready to pull up and we just like set up camp there. It's been parking lots and yeah, pretty much just parking lots and parking in front of businesses that are just kind of just low-key and sort of shut down in the middle of the night. So no one's really bothered us. It's not very busy. No one's getting angry that we're there. And then as far as dumping goes and refilling up our resources, our water and whatnot, like in our experience so far, Chevron's been what has saved us.
Right.
I mean, we've tried a couple different places along the way, and it seems like even though on Google it might say that, you know, a certain place has dumping, it turns out some of those places don't actually have dumping.
Right.
So, but so far, like the places that we've been able to use were all Chevrons. So I guess Chevron is, for the most part,
not even Flying J. I was shocked. I thought Flying J, all Flying J's have dump stations.
The travel center.
But they don't. The only one Flying J that I found that I used in, what was that, Indio?
It was Palm Springs or Palm Desert.
Palm Desert
somewhere close to home.
They had a dump station, and I remember the cashier was trying to sell me a pass where if the more I use their dump stations, I get a discount or I get one for free or something like that, because it's a $10 charge. But it's disappointing to find out that not all Flying J's have the dump station. So I'm not sure why they're selling that reward card to begin.
Right.
It's also disappointing that there might be a website that lists all the dump stations. We need to look for that.
Yeah, we have to try to see if there's something like that exists, because I mean, even when I Google dump stations near me or just dump stations in this area, like dump stations and next to the city that we're going to, it's really hard to find something. And Google might give you a list of gas stations, but half the gas stations that we tried don't have dump stations, so I don't know where they're getting their information. The best advice I can give if you're looking for a dump station is Google it, but then call the station first to make sure that they have it, because that's what we ended up doing. We just called the place, and then I called a couple people, they said no, and finally I ended up at a Chevron and they said yeah, they have it.
Yeah, so right, you're gonna have to call ahead. And
yeah, so you don't waste your time.
If this is an issue and there aren't that many dump stations, then this might actually be a business opportunity. You know, because sometimes just because if something doesn't exist, that means it's waiting for someone to actually put it in place, and it's up to us. And I was imagining what it would be like if somebody set up or maybe bought some office space, or I don't know what it would look like, but just you buy a property, and you buy property in different cities, and you make a dump station for RVers, because I think this RV thing is not going away. I think more people, especially the more that people are able to work remotely, there are going to be a lot more RVs on the road. I've always wondered, when I always see people do this, and I've wondered, what is it you're doing? What are you looking for? And
are you successful?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah?
We went down, so this is brand new to us. We got it probably a month ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We went down south, right about where those logs are, out past that way, maybe half a mile. We found a ring already.
Wow.
The first go, we hadn't had it really set up. We have it set up now, and we're just going around the beach, and we find pennies, quarters, We found a ring, trash mostly, gum wrappers.
So does this thing detect, what kind of metals does it detect?
So we're finding it detects anywhere from like all gum wrappers all the way up to like gold rings. So
Oh, really? Gum wrappers too?
it was yeah. So we found it was like a 14 karat, a small little guy.
Yeah.
So super thin, small, but I mean it was good for a first time out. Mostly pennies though.
Okay.
Pennies.
Did you check the value of the ring, or?
Yeah, it's around. I think it was around 150. Not too
Not
high.
bad.
It's, 14 karat. Yeah, little Italian guy. So.
That's really cool.
What does a detector like this cost?
So this one cost about, I want to say it was about $300 to $400.
Okay.
And they range all the way from, I've seen them 100 all the way up to 2,000.
Depending on what.
Depends on what you want. Yeah.
We
Ours
also
is,
have one here,
yeah.
which is
Oh, that's
more
also a
of
detector?
Yeah.
It's a
Can I
pinpoint.
see that?
Yeah. So that one actually detects like if you're close to something. Hold it for maybe 5 seconds and then release. There you go.
Oh, okay.
So if it gets close to it,
Then it vibrates.
like
Yeah.
that one.
So you really
Ah.
need both of these together?
Yeah.
in a way, yeah.
This is like a whole
And this, if
kit.
you're like closer, you can.
Yes. We just have
Wow.
a trusty little trowel with us. So,
Dig.
otherwise, yeah, we just go up and down a couple hours every now and then. We're not even from here, so we're over in Fremont.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We just come over here for fun.
We're from Palm Springs. We
Oh, wow.
yeah,
So,
we're
yeah.
like we're on an adventure.
Oh,
we took out the
exactly.
RV and we've been on the coastline the entire
That's
way and
great.
making stops.
Yeah.
So and it was really interesting for us to find. This is new to us. This Marina Beach.
Oh, isn't it
still
great?
It's still very close to nature.
Yeah.
We're used to
Beaches that are,
industrialized.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
This
I'm
is-
a maintenance technician over at a car factory nearby.
Okay.
So
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's
So,
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's definitely it's great to see that there still is pockets of nature. So
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I hope it stays this way.
I hope it kind of grows. I wouldn't mind a few more parks. Why not?
Right.
More
Absolutely,
beaches.
absolutely. We're actually in search of campsites that are free
Oh,
because
okay.
it's a thing. I noticed that they're trying to make too much money out of me.
Mhm.
You know,
Exactly.
and the more people are finding out that you can work remotely, I think there's going to be more people on the road. People are taking to RVs and road tripping. We need more campsites that are not trying to price gouge people.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And so our goal is to find it, and when we find it, we put it on our YouTube video and spread the word.
Yeah.
And I think this is really cool
Yeah.
what you guys are doing.
Oh, it's a fun hobby. We've just picked it up since we've been here.
What made you guys interested in this?
Well, I'm a tech geek.
Oh, okay.
We like walking around and hiking, and why not combine the two? So,
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're into geocaching, which is on
We
your
were
phone.
geocaching as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
So you go in search of just hidden treasures and then swap presents with whatever the cache has, and then you sign your name and you send it on the way to the next person by hiding it. And they go and search for it. So
Oh,
Is there a
wow.
community on Facebook or
yeah,
something?
there's an online community for that. You can get an app for it. There's a few apps actually, and then also with that, there's what's the other one? Marble hunts. There's marble hunts up and down the beach here as well. Over a lot of the times up at Half Moon Bay, they have a community page on Facebook. So just the world's giant marble hunt is what that one's called.
Wow.
And the glass bulbs up in Oregon. So
They hide
it's-
them on the beaches.
yeah, they'll just hide them and people find them, take a picture on Facebook, and it's local glass workers in the area. And sometimes they can range from like $15 to $20 for a small marble, all the way up to like a couple hundred for giant glass
Wow.
pieces.
Okay, then. This could be, it's a
Oh,
profitable hobby.
It's gonna be fun for you guys.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Hey, I don't want to keep you guys waiting.
Oh,
this
no
was really
worries.
fun. It was nice
Yeah.
meeting you.
You too.
Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for
sharing.
talking to
Yeah.
us.
Good to meet you guys.
You too.
Have fun.
Have a good one.
Enjoy your day. How'd you think that went?
That was cool. They were so nice.
See,
They were fine with it.
it doesn't hurt to ask. That's all
Yeah,
it takes.
doesn't hurt to us, you're right.
So,
That's really interesting, this group project.
amazing content.
Right?
You know, we didn't think it was. Hey, look, the first thing you do, the first step is to try. If you have any challenge that you don't know how to scale or how to get past it, try.
Well, just do it. You're not gonna die.
You're not gonna die. So today,
Oh, some things you might die from, but for the most part, you'll live.
for the most part, you live. Just approach people, make friends.
It's just a social interaction. You're not gonna die from it.
Exactly. What I just figured out right now is just still interesting to me because this is kind of the life that we were looking for. Freedom, enjoy the park at our own time, run our own businesses. And what's interesting is that it's happening.
We're actually exposing ourselves, like we said, and we're learning things. And we just met somebody
Right.
who does something interesting, and he just brought up all these groups online,
Suggested
suggestions
that we
and all
can
that.
go marble hunting, and it's a pretty lucrative hobby.
I guess so.
There's a community out there that marble hunts. I was actually talking about the fact that our dreams are coming true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think I feel you. This is the very beginning. We're starting to do those things we said we should do. Do you think we're just gonna go back and stay with normal life?
Hell no.
No.
We're
We're gonna take care of however we gotta, and we're gonna try to make this a thing.
Once your eye open to it, once you find out, once you see it, you can't unsee it anymore.
Yeah.
I can see my freedom now. Like I know what it'll look like, what it should look like,
Right.
and that's where we're going.